Hey guys, so this is what the Firma landing page looks like. So when you come to firma.com, you would see what the landing page looks like, right? And also, I'd like you guys to use my referral link to sign up on Firma, which is the firma.com. This will be in the description link for you to click and use my referral link. So if you just copy this, this is what the Firma interface would look like if you have already signed up on Firma. So you're going to land on your project page, right? And this is because I already have like a lot of projects that I've already worked on Firma the years back. But if you create another project right now, if I say click on new project, you see that I'm able to create a new project at the top right corner of this screen. So here is you see that it loads exactly like the way Figma loads. It is literally similar to Figma. So there's nothing really different. It's just that there are a little bit of little differences here and there. But here is like a template. This is first thing you see when you land on Figma. You see templates, portfolio templates, business templates, agency, and resumes. So if I scroll now, you see these templates here. If I want to view them, I can click on them and it's going to open up on my file, right? But I don't want to do that right now because that's not why we're here yet. So you can see different portfolio page, free templates that you can use that have been given to Firma from the free templates that the community guys have provided, right? You can also be one when you are very good in creating templates, right? So business, agency, and resume. So yeah, then you can come here to see all the templates that are available. It takes you to a full page where you can see that. But for the sake of this video, I'm not going to look into templates at all. We're just going to close this. So you can see that this is a blank canvas, literally similar to Figma, nothing different, right? Similar to Figma. You need to forgive me when I'm like saying Figma instead of Figma or Figma instead of Figma, please. They sound so much alike, so you need to forgive me on that. So it looks so similar to Figma, but this is Figma, right? Here you can see that you have untitled project. I can name it first project, right? For you can just name it first project. So here, when I click on this, you see it's named to first project already and it's free file. Now, everything here looks similar, literally similar, just the same styling as Figma, nothing different. Then you have your canvas, you can move around, you can do all this, you can zoom in, zoom out, right? So let's start from the left side because I like to start from the left side. So you can see that the same styling as Figma, nothing different. So you have the quick actions, right? You have the quick actions, you have the file, you can create a new page, you can create a new folder, you can sort your pages alphabetical order, duplicate, archive, copy a remix link, what it means by copying a remix link is somebody can like duplicate your project or send you a remix link where you can reduplicate that project somewhere else without affecting the other person, right? The same thing you can do on Figma today by duplicating somebody else's project if there's a need for you to do that. So now you can transfer projects, you can invite collaborators, just the same thing we do on Figma today. Version history, import from Figma, upload image, upload videos, publish your site, right? So publishing your site is literally saying you're adding your domain and a couple of other things, right? So that happens on that. So we have the edits, the regular things that we have today on edits. I don't need to speak so much on this. We have the view, so appearance, dark mode, day mode, whatever, right? Then the CMS is basically for your blogs. So yeah, it is called CMS because it's like a content management system where you can literally manage content in that aspect or in that particular section of your website. So mostly it's just in blogs and any other place that you want to manage your content. It can be on your landing page. You can decide that on Firma, right? Then localization, you can literally set different languages per the country that you want. But I think this is on different aspects, right? Then there's analytics and there's templates. Zoom in, zoom out, show layer, show all distance, ruler, just like you have on Figma today. I don't need to do so much. about talking on this, right? Then we have layouts, adding your stack and all those guys. Then components, you can create components also on Framer, just like you do on Figma today. Then you can preview, you can see your prototype, more like you can see what it looks like on a proper view. It's just like you can see what it looks like on a proper view, right? Then we also have plugins, really exciting plugins on Framer, just like you have on Figma. Then we have code, so you can literally write codes. You can get codes from ChatGPT, Gemini, anybody, Cloud, and you can use those codes inside of your website. When you see like some very very nice animations, lovely animations, you can use AI to do them and input those codes inside your project, and it works. Then yeah, like preferences, you can get to see this later. Then we have a place where we have the site settings. So this is literally you setting up your site properly, right? Your staging versions, your forms, your domains, general, plenty of other things happening. But this one, you don't really need to look at it yet because you're just a beginner. So maybe later we might touch based on that. Then here is help. We can also watch tutorials on Framer from the Framer guys themselves. They've recorded a couple of tutorials that would help also, apart from what I'm currently doing. Then you can also join Framer community where you can also see jobs and a couple of other things on there, right? Then you can browse the marketplace, the Framer marketplace, basically. So having said that, that's that on that. Then let's move on to the side panel. So we're saying we have the pages. The pages is just the same thing as we have on Figma today, but now we now have two different sections on this pages module, which is design and pages. So here you can create a design folder. You see that immediately I click on design, the canvas changed a little bit to a different canvas entirely. So this is where you can literally use Framer to do your wireframing. You can create designs on Framer without having to go outside of Framer to go and do your designs on Figma and put it on Framer. Then if you see that if I come back to my pages, you see that I have my canvas set it already like this, where I can actually implement those designs that I've designed on this page inside of this section, right? So that is how that works. So you can literally work with different sections here, right? If you click on here, you can use AI. The AI is called Wireframer. You can prompt it and say, I want a personal page, and you can prompt it like this, and it's going to think and it's going to design something for you, right? So this is how easy you can prompt your AI on Framer, right? And it's pretty much very 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 simple. So see, I just did that right now, and that is how that happened. And I think this is currently on the design page, right? And I can move out of the design page and go to the home page on the pages, right? You see that's totally something different, right? And this is the design page. So I can come here and move some of my designs into my implementation page, which is the home screen and all. So now that's that on that. So you can literally do so much on your design page. You can use your frames, literally to create so much other things, right? And you can put it inside of here. I'm sure you can do that, and you can literally just walk around and make things work for you. Just see it as a Figma screen for you to be able to explore and do your ideas without going to Figma to work. I feel like it's not so robust like that, because in terms of like shapes and some other things, you just need to use your frames to do like corner radius, to make circles and some other things, to just improvise, right? But yeah, then we have the the pages, and we have the layers. So layers is like literally the same thing that we have on Figma today. So every frame has its own different layers inside of it. So you can have several layers inside of a particular container or a particular page. So different layers as we have it today. Then we have assets. So we can bring in templates, can bring in components, can bring in styles. So yeah, if you say styles, we have text styles, link, block code, colors, and content management system, where you can upload or create all of these guys inside of Framer. Then codes, you can put in code files literally, and you can use AI to write your code also. Then you can search also on this page. So aside that, you see, when I go back to home, I still have my desktop screen properly out for me. Then you see that when I come back to my pages, which is the actual implementation page, you see that this changes layout. But if I go to design, this guy changes to frame, right? That's one of the major differences. That's when you know that you're not on the right page when you're implementing. So this page has layout. So you see that on the layout, there are different other things: frame, rows, column, grid, and Mansory. So Mansory, yeah. And this is like bento grid where you can literally do so much stuff, right? Then we have the image and the videos, right? So you see that this guy's is actually more robust compared to when you are using just design. When you don't have, if you click on frame, it's just frame that you get. So that is that on that. Then yeah, your text. If I go back to my home page here now, I can say my text just like you have on Figma today, right? You can type just like you see, you can type normally, just like Figma, right? Then you can do so much. You can do your text size, increase text style, change your color. If you want to create a style, you can create a style just like you can do on Figma today. You can change your font size, font type. You can literally do so much as you want, right? See, you can do italics. You can change your text color. You can do so much here on Figma. Then on Framer, you can increase the size. You can change it from pixel to rem to feet. You can do different lettering spacing, letter spacing, line spacing, alignment, center, left aligned, right aligned. Literally so much that you can do right inside of here. So having said that, let's move on to vector. So you can get like several other shapes here. So we have the rectangles, the oval, the polygon, the star, and the part, just like we have on Figma today, right? You can literally tweak as much as you can. You can increase your corner radius if you want that. You can go back to vector. You can do oval shape and still hold your shift so that you can create a very fantastic circle. Instead of ellipse, they call it oval here. Then we have the polygon, right? The guys here, the polygon. Then you can do so much in terms of like the corners. And here you can see that you can increase the sides to from 3 to 8. Then you can also change. I think you can have like 18. You can change as much as you can, just do the text here and increase, right? And keep increasing, and it keeps increasing as much as you want it to increase, right? Unlike Figma that you have that count. You see, you can do the count, but this is not the count here. This is the corner radius, right? So having said that, you know where the sides are, where you can increase it. Then for the stars, you can come here to and create a star. And also you see the point, you can increase the point to as much as you want. So you can style it to as much as you want on here. Then here you have parts. It's like a pen tool. So you can create different things literally by yourself. So it's literally so easy as just the way you have it on Figma today. Just hold your shift and make sure that everything is aligning the right way. Right. Then you can come here and do this and create this. So here, when you're done, you can do this and give it a color. Right. You can fill it and give it a color, right? And you can play around with it depending on what you want and depending on how clear it feels to you right now. Yeah. Then you can remove the stroke if that's what you want. You can remove the stroke. You can do as much as you want, literally. Then if there are like angles where you need to do some adjustment, or then the bent curves, literally everything you can do on Figma today, right? You can even do illustrations inside of this app. Right now, you can just select and say, oh, I want this to be bent like this. Maybe if there's something you saw on somebody's design and you want it to look that good, you can just adjust and make sure that everything looks really nice. So that is how that works today on Framer. Then that's his part. Then CMS is literally the content management system. And you see, it says add blog or import. So I might not be talking about that today because that would be like and another video entirely where we don't have to mix it all together. So the next would be so insert. So I think I didn't really mention insert. So I just mentioned that you can create wireframer. You can just tell the AI to help you create something, then you can move. Then also Figma has like a preloaded template for different sections. So if I take out all of these guys now and say, oh, I don't want to use these guys, then I want to come to insert. I need different sections. I think Figma has so much sections than this before. I don't know why they reduced it. So I can literally build a full website now using this template, right? I'll just do this. I'll just drag. You see, this is the hero section. Then I'll just come here and pick a navigation and say, oh, I want my navigation to be can you see, this is hero section, this is navigation. Then I can come here again and say, oh, inside of this section I need a partner logo section. So I just drop that in. Is my website not coming together already? Then the next is I want a section where I can have my features. Then maybe another one that talks about our statistics, right? Then testimonials. Maybe we're building like a SaaS project. Then I'll say, oh, I want a place where I can get pricing. Then I also want a website where I can do frequently asked questions. Then we have the join page, which is the newsletter. Then we have the footer. Can you see how easily this is come together? Like a simple wireframe, and everything comes together. Then they are all editable, right? You can edit your text, you can do everything that you want to do, right? And I'm sure it's definitely responsive. So if I come here now and want to tell you something about Framer, so you can see that the first thing you should also do from your, this is just me like showing you what the insert is all about and all, where you can just insert several things. But if you want to start like designing on Framer, the first thing I would advise you to do is first increase your container or your frame, your desktop frame to 1440, right? That's like the standard view for, that's the first breakpoint for a desktop view, right? You see that everything is responsive and is following what it should follow. Then you see that you can also create several breakpoints, unlike Figma that you have to create it manually. Yeah, you can just click on plus here, then you can create a tablet, right? Then you can also create, from the tablet, you can create a phone. Then you can create customs too, if that's what you want. And they are all responsive, right? They're all responsive. You can see that this guy is already having the mobile view. This guy has the tablet view. And this guy has the website navigation view, right? So yeah, and you can add custom if maybe you want to do like an extra landing page, where the landing page is like, maybe let's say monitor. Let's say monitor, very big monitor. Maybe the monitor is 3480 or something, very big. Then you can create something like this, depending on what you want. But I know some people even create so much more bigger than this, just to be sure that their design is not looking some type of way when they are working. So this is just as an example, right? So I can also delete it if I don't want it. So after that, you start on Framer. Then on the other end, so you see that when we come here now inside of Framer, right? Let me totally delete all these guys because we're not really using them, so that I can start from scratch again and move out everybody. Yes, so I'll take out all these sections because I don't really need them. So I'll take them out. I don't really need those guys right now. Testimonial out, pricing out, FAQ out, form out, footer out, statistics out, logo ring out, and navigation out. So you see that now I have my height like this, so I can increase, I can give my height whatever I want, so I can do like this, right? So now inside of my desktop, right, I can create my fresh tablet and create my fresh phone. and you see this is what it will look like. Now on this other, I think we finished everything on this panel on the left, so we want to go to the right to see. So this is your account and this is your localization. You see this guy here, then this guy here is settings. You want to come to settings and name your website every, so that when you share your link, that's what the preview will look like to people, right? Then all these other guys and pages, images, social media previews and all those things. But here we have the analytics, right? I currently don't have anything right now because I've not pushed my website, because we're just creating this file for the first time. Then you can invite people. I think I mentioned already. So if you want to invite anybody, you just enter their email just like Figma and send. Then here also you can publish your website so that people can see. You generate a link and people can see it. So if I maybe want to publish a website now, that website that we had before I deleted everything, let me see, let me show you something. So now if I come here and I want to publish out, I can just publish the website. So if I publish it now, this is what it's going to look like. See the link, breathtaking calls at figma.app. So if I click on it now, you see that it's accessible to anybody. In just how many minutes we've created our website, right? And it's responsive, literally responsive. See, everything is working the way it should work. Then you can make your edits directly inside of here, right? You can edit the page. That's one thing that Figma also did, right? You can edit your content. Since if it's the same browser that you're using to do Framer, you'll be able to edit your content without having to open the actual page. So I can say nothing. So without having to go inside Framer, you can just edit your content outside of here. That's one thing that Framer also did. That is literally really amazing. So now, and if there are changes that you've made, you can, there's always time to make updates, and you can add your domain if you want your website to not carry this name anymore or carry .framer.app, right? You can edit your name. Actually, you can make some edits to the name, right here. Yeah, so this is what your app looks like, and you're good. So you can come to domain here, see, then you can get a free domain, right? If you come to domain, this is currently the name and everything, but you can change the name here and say Blue Diamond, so that anytime you come to Blue Diamond, right, .framer.website or .framer.photo or .framer.media or .framer.wiki or .framer.ai, right? So you can do anything here and change it. So immediately I change that, you see that this URL will change to what I want. So you see Blue Diamond.framer.website. So if I click on this link, it's going to carry the same website, but it's going to carry Blue Diamond.framer.website. So it's literally so easy like that and amazing. So so now when we come to this page right now, you see that we have the same alignment process or the alignment way from Figma on Framer also. So if I come here now and say I want all these guys here, right, to, these guys are already in their own container. Let me create another section, right? Let me create a frame and add it inside this section. Let me console and do this and drop this inside of here, right? So you see that this container is here. Then I can, let's say I want to draw a vector, let's say a circle inside of here. You see that the alignment has triggered, right? So you can tell me that I want to put in center, left, right, top. Yeah. The reason why the alignment didn't trigger on the other guys is because they all already have a layout grid, right? They also have layout. Right now, if I click on layout, you see that this guy will not be active anymore. But before, since I didn't click on layout, if I do this and I click on this, it will be active, right? And I can do this. So if I click on layout now and do this and click on this, it will not be active because the layout already has its own alignment inside of here. And this is what I'm going to use, right, to do the alignment one by one. So you see now I can't do it. I can't do that here again. But I can do it here when I can say start. Then I can take it to the top. Then I can take it to the center and I can take it down. And I can say I want it at the end. then I can move it around. Do you understand? So that is how the alignment thing works on that flow. So now let's go back again to the top. Right. Then we have different templates here. If you want to add templates, you can add templates. Right. Create a new layout template for your visible distance. So you can create as much as you want. And if you create, you see something else like this. So, well, I don't want to do anything concerning templates right now. So that will not be happening. So now we have positions. So just like you have on Figma, where you have see, this is on X0, Y0. The width is 1440 feet and fixed rather. Then the height is this. Then the guide. So there's something called guides inside of here. I know you're familiar with it, but just maybe the name is different. So we have guides. Guide is literally layout grid on Figma, but for Framer we call it guide. So if I come to desktop, I have add, so I can add layout grid to this, and it's really really simple. It's the same thing as you have columns in Figma. It's the way you have columns and you have rows in Framer. So yeah, you can also use your 12 count grid or increase or decrease depending on what you want. Then you can do your alignment. Then also we have like left, center, right, and we have stretch. So I can do stretch, right? If I do stretch, I can do this on stretch. So on stretch, I can align my margin like this. Can you see? I can say, oh, I want my margin to be 120 on both sides. But if I do center, I'm not sure this margin works when you do center, because center is center. If it does not get to the center, it just allows you to do whatever. And also left, it does not it works for left and right because it's left, so it's just one-sided. Also for the same thing on the right, it's just one-sided. If you stretch, it works on both sides. So if I say 120, 120 is 120, right? So that is that on that. All right. So then we can change the colors just like you can do on Figma today. You can have the lighter shade of the color. You can have like red. You can have blue. You can have any type of color that you want today. You can create a style for it and name it as the color style that you want, right? And you will be good. So that is how easy it is to use. It says to use the guides inside of Framer, and if you want to turn it off, you can turn it off. Then you can add it back again. Right? I don't know why they don't have a toggle on off, but this experience is some type of way. It looks like you want to delete it and you want to add it back. So it just carries a random one for you. I don't know why. Right? You can just copy, and if you want to turn it off, you should be able to turn it off. I don't know why it doesn't have that experience of turning off a grid. You can just cancel it and move out. So now on the other side of layout, so if you have any frame on Figma, right, this layout side, I need to create another page where I need to be able to let me take out. And one thing about Framer is that when you take out anything from the original parent, it takes out on every other side of the sections too. So you should note that any change that you're making needs to start from the parent, not the child. Literally the same thing that happens today on Figma when you're creating a component. It means that anything that happens to the child does not affect the parent, but anything that happens to the parent affects the child directly. So now we have our section like this. See, you have a desktop, tablet, and phone. So now, first of all, if you ever create a desktop like this, most times it's always without layout. So the first thing you should do is to always create a layout. And what does that layout mean? Layout literally means that you are using auto layout inside of Figma, that kind of thing. If you don't add layouts, you can't have a stack or a grid inside of it. It's just going to be like a normal frame, right? Without anything inside of it. So now let's go back to this. So what the layout does is it literally makes your work stacked. You see that if I come here now and I remove this layout, if I insert something, if I insert a section, let me insert this first page inside of it. You see the way it looks. It will automatically give it a layout so that it can stack on each other. Do you understand? So that it can stack. And when I'm stacking, I'm not stacking horizontally, I'm stacking vertically. So that when I move the next section, this logo, if I put it inside, it will go to the bottom, not to the side. Because if I do this now and click on horizontal stacking, you see that you will not see that guy again. But the guy is there, but he's on the left. You see this red stuff that is there. That is where the guy is. And that's not what we want inside of Framer. So stack is stack. It's like you're stacking bread on, like you have sliced bread stacked on each other. It's not stacked horizontally, it's stacked vertically on each other. Then the same thing goes for grid. So most times when you're doing your desktop screen, supposed to have a stack, not a grid. Then some inner sections that you have can now have a grid. And what does a grid means? You want demarcations across your work. So if I say I want a frame, so I can come here now and create a frame here, right? So I can create a frame and put it inside right now and paste it inside. Then inside of this frame, I can say fill the container and do everywhere, right? Then I'm good. Then I can see inside of this guy, let me give it a color that is visible so that everybody can see. Then I can now say I want a layout and I want it to be a grid layout. What kind of column do I want? I want 2 column, I want 3 column, I want 4 columns, depending on what I want, right? See, it's already showing here. 5 columns, 2 rows, right? Then inside of it, what do I want? What's the padding? I can say I want 10 padding around it, right? So if I now want to create something, let me say a frame. See, this is one frame. Then if I put again, then I have another one, then I have another one, then I have another one. Can you see? That's 5. And it's 2 columns. You can see that we have 5 columns and we have 2 rows. So if I keep adding, you see that it will add, but it will be in a grid format, which is 5 columns, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns with 2 rows. If I change this to 4, can you see what it will give me? To change to 3 rows. If I change this to as much as I want, if I change this to 3, you see what I will get. So that is how it works inside of here, and you can adjust the gaps, adjust everything that you want at every point in time, right? So that is how simple it is. This is the same thing that Figma wanted to achieve with their own grid, which is messing up the entire place for us on Figma. So when you can also click on this, there's something called the distribution, right? Can be distributed from start, center, and space between and all that. So if I come here now and do something, you see that this my logo string, right? This logo section that I have here. Let me turn off the grid lines so that you guys can see clearly. So you can see that these logo lines that I have now is in center, is distributed center. And I can distribute it from start. If I say start from here, see the padding is 20. If I increase the padding is, can you see, across. Then I can dictate the padding to be individual. I can say right is 0 right now. You see, starting from origin 0. I say the right is 50. 50. Right is 50. Then I say left. Left is 0. So I can say left 2 is 50. So see left 50 space. Then now I can say it's from start, right? Then I can decide that it is top start or bottom start or middle start, which is middle start that it is right now. Then I can say end. If I say end, it starts from this end. If I say space in between, you see that each of the logos will space themselves across equally. Then if I say space around, right, there's space here, space everywhere, literally. Then I can say space evenly. It's just going to space it evenly across with proper spacing across board. So the space in between, it takes the entire space. Space evenly, space around, space center. It just depends on what you want to achieve. That is how you would do it. Gap. Gap is literally the space in between these guys, right? The Y, the X, right? So this I can use this grid to explain the gap properly, because you see that there's gap and there's on the Y, on the X, there's different gaps. So you should be able to use this to properly explain the gap. Then effect, just like you have effect on Figma today, is the same way you have effect on Framer. So if you have let's say a button or something on here, or a container that you want to apply effects to, you can do different effects. Like you can appear, you can do different things, right? You can do over effect, you can do press, you can do loop, you can do different things, right? Where you can do. So if you click on any of them now, you can say appear. So these effects are like when you're prototyping, it just appears in. So on appear or on layer view or section view, it should come in. So here, then you can say fade in or do different transitioning, like sliding left, sliding however. So let's just try something and see. Then you can enter the way the effects should be, opacity, all these things, right? Then scaling, maybe you might want to scale it a little, but this is too much. So let's just go back to the origin and do our normal stuff. Then there will be like several effects. You can do your transitioning, but you need to really understand how this works. Maybe when you want to do like advanced animation. So now let's play and see what that looks like. So I can play this here and see. Let me reload. Can you see the way that moved? Can you see? So that's how you do like some of your animation effects. But I just did something roughly for you so that you guys can see. Then we have the overlay. You know, some people do like they want to be able to pop up modal on Framer, right? So you can make something overlay on each other, right? Fix modal, see toast videos and things like that. So, but that will be another video entirely for me to show a sample of that, because I honestly don't want this video to be so long. So yeah, typography, base typography and all this guys. These guys are like components already made. The typography component. Sorry, these are like the base typography that I already made already. So it's done. Then cursor effects too also happens, right? So there's some people that want to, when you are on your website, some people might want to show different type of cursor at different times. So I might want to come here and say I want a custom cursor rather than a web cursor. So I'll just say, oh, I don't want any of this, or I want to use a custom cursor. So a custom cursor means that I'm supposed to create a component. So I'll just create the component here. Okay, so I can just say I want a frame, and I might just create components, right, and say cursor new, right? Then I create. So if I come here now, this is what my cursor is gonna be. Then I'll just go back to home and say, when I click on this website now, you see this cursor, this component. So now I have to search cursor new, then it will replace. Then maybe if I have a transition on it. So if I load this page again, you see that my cursor is going to be this white stuff. Do you see that white stuff around? That's what my cursor looks like now. So that's basically how to switch in your cursor. Then if I change it to maybe let's say red, maybe so that you guys can see properly on that. I can edit here. I have to edit inside of the components page. So I can say red so that you guys can see very well. So if I do this, you see that my cursor is now red, and it has like a transition, spring transition and stuff. So that is how it works today on Framer. So what else is here again? Effect. Which other effect again? I think we already talked about effects on all pages. So page effect, yeah. So something called page effect. So if you want to make it be on all pages or not, then maybe pushing left, depending on whatever you want, you can just play with it and add that. Then your styles, right? The background of the page is white, so you can want to change it to whatever you want and all that, but I don't want to do any of this, so I'm taking it out. Overflow also, if anything is overflowing, just like clip content that you have today on Figma, that also happens today. Then I think that is pretty much everything on Framer. And in the next video, we'll be creating a simple hero section from scratch. I'll be teaching you how to import your designs from Figma to Framer. So we also have plugins, several plugins on here. Like you can like do a whole lot of things. There's something called elements, icons on these guys. So if you want to import a video or YouTube video or anything inside of your design, you can do this. And maybe you have a landing page where you want to import. So all you just need to do is to come here. You see now, this is like a preloaded something given from preloaded component given from Framer. So all you just need to do is look for a link where you want to put a video inside, then it will play from here directly. So if you play this now, you see that it will play. I don't know if there's a proper link inside of it, but it should play, right? So if you now want to tweak your own, see, this is a Framer video. So if I come here now and look for my own page, let me go to my YouTube and search for my video and replace that link with it, you see that it's going to play. So let's quickly do that. Let's so this is one of my videos, right? And I want to copy the link that is here and share with somebody and share. So if I copy the link now, I'm coming here to, by the way, please go watch my video if I just getting started in product design. This video is going to help you seriously. So if I come inside here, doing this, so I can replace the link with mine, and then you can decide to say autoplay on or off, change the thumbnail, highest quality, and also if anybody comes to this page now, this is the video they will see. My video is what they will see. So that is how easy it is to do that on Framer. Then what else is on this page again? So I think on the inserts to their forms, right? Different forms, form builders and Calendly forms and things like that. But I think with time we'll be able to talk about more of these guys. Then this carousel, ticker, slideshow, all these guys, we'll be talking about most of them later in the video, right? Later on the channel. Like, I don't want this video to be so long. Then the socials, the Instagram, all these other guys, yeah, we'll be talking about them too in the coming videos. So I guess that would be it for now. So in the next video, we'll be creating a proper hero section from Figma to Framer. We import it just like we can do here. You know, you can put your plugins from here, so you can run, or there's several plugins on here. You can have, like, say, Framer icons, Iconify, remove background, workshop, Google Sheets, CMS export, several of them, and you can search as much as you want, right? You can say I don't know, just search for anything, places that you can get like images for your project, several stuff on Figma, and you can search online before you come here and come and search for your icons. But they are paid, they are free. Once you click on browse plugins, you see the paid one, the free ones, you see them right here. See this pricing. If you see free, you can do that. You can see, right? You can get like the free ones, you can get the paid ones, you can get several plugins on Framer that can make your life so easy. So I guess that will be the end of this video, and I promise you that we're going to drop another video very soon. So this guy, so now you see the responsiveness of this on a bigger video. You can just do it manually by yourself, and also here too, you can do that. See, you can just feel it, and also feel it, or maybe not just feel, just fix so that your guy looks like this. Then also the same thing applies to this guy, right? So that you can have a proper video view on the mobile and on the web. So yeah, so that's basically how that is right now, and I guess we'll see in the next video, guys. So where we'll be dropping so much more value on Framer. And please don't forget, use my Framer referral link to sign up. It will be in the comment section and also in the video description, please, so that we can all be happy and smiling at the end of the day. Thank you, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, guys. I'm happy you got to the end of the video. If this video was helpful for you, please like, share, comment, and if you have any questions, please drop them in the comment section. I'll be here to answer your questions. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That's the only way you're helping the channel to grow. Now I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye for now.